Hi. Sorry about the lighting. It probably means I'm going to have a big line down the middle of me, which usually happens when I've got the overhead lighting on. Hey ho, never mind. Nothing much to show you. I've just, making Gigi the second little blankie to go. It's going to have blue at the other end of it, and possibly blue along each side just to make it match up. I just made him one all in cream and he absolutely loves it. So the cream one can stay at their house and the blue and cream one will stay here. Well, I had quite an adventure today. I was going to the hospital for an injection in my hip, which I thought, it's okay, just an injection in my hip, a couple of hours, be gone. Fortunately, my son wasn't in work today because I'd had to put Gigi in his cage because my son was taking a load of rubbish and stuff, left over from the things that we're having doing. He was taking it to the tip, or I don't know what you call it, the rubbish dump or whatever you call it. Because I had the old bath and all sorts of stuff I had to take. And so I put him in his cage because Gigi's got this unfortunate habit of running after my son sometimes and biting the back of his ankles. So I didn't want him to be doing that while he was in the middle of trying to move all the rubbish. So I sets off at 10 o'clock because my appointment was 11 and the hospital's quite a distance away. So I got there and went to the main entrance, which is, if you've never been to a hospital before, it's where you obviously go, isn't it? Main entrance. There's no desk there to book in or anything, just a sweet little lady behind an information desk. Oh no, she said, you need to be so and so such a place. She said, I'll tell you what, I'll get you a porter and he can take you. So I said, oh, that'd be brilliant, save me walking. So the porter takes me up to the orthopaedic department and leaves me there, and obviously wanders off and takes the chair back. I then gets to the check-in desk. Oh, you're in the wrong place. It's orthopaedics ward 12, not here. Just down there, get the lift. Goes down there, lift's not working. So I said, is the lift not working? And they said, oh no, it never works, that lift. Don't know why she told me to take that lift, it's never working. There's another lift just a bit down there. Might have been just a bit down there for an able-bodied person, but it was quite a long way down there for somebody who's, having mobility issues. Anyway, I did make it. And of course, I was here, and where I wanted to be was just one floor above me, but just one floor above, but of course the lift was not working. So I had to go all the way down that corridor, up another lift, and back down this corridor the other way. Anyway, fortunately, there was a guy and his wife booking in behind me who knew where I was going, and they said they must have saw that I wasn't behind them because I was walking so slow. Anyway, he came back when I was halfway down the corridor upstairs and brought the wheelchair for me. Talk about, I needed to lie down after that. Anyway, they book you in, they do all the paperwork, they do all of this, and I thought, oh, it won't be long. I take my book out, my glasses on, has a little read, because I didn't take my crochet. Thought it won't be long. Time goes by, there's only 4 of us in this room. And we're all saying, what are you down for, what are you down, you do, having a bit of a chit chat. Nobody comes near, there's like loads of people outside at the nurse's station, all chittering away and twittering away and carrying on. Nobody comes in to us saying, no drinks of water, no nothing, no would you like a cup of tea, none of that. Because we'd already been told that we could eat and drink as normal. But nothing arrives, so eventually we're saying, how long are we going to be? And she says, oh, we'll have a look for you. Oh, you're all down this afternoon. We're all like, well, hang on. Why do we have to come at 11 o'clock in the morning when we're all down this afternoon? Anyway, we're just waiting and waiting and waiting. And I said, can I have a drink of water, please? Yeah, no problem, I'll bring you a jug. No jug arrives, no water arrives. So I'm halfway through the book by this time. I'm not that quick of a reader, but there's nothing else to do. It's just like so boring, you know. And back they comes again, and this lady next to me says, "Can you please tell me how long we're going to be?" Because she takes tablets for something. She says, "I didn't even bring them with me because I didn't think I'd be that long." So I chimed up and said, "Well, I'm diabetic and I should be taking my tablets after something to eat." Oh, she said, "Oh, yeah, all right then." So the next minute, somebody appears at the side of my bed. "We've just come to take a test on your blood sugars to make sure you're okay." No, like, "Would you like a sandwich or would you like a bit of toast or anything?" No. That's pretty. I thought I'd brought some sandwiches, but I didn't know I was going to be there all that time. And then about 2:45, I think it was, I might have been 3 o'clock, a porter arrives. "We've come to take you." So down we goes to theatre. Oh, there was more people in the theatre than I'd ever seen in my life. It turns out that they put this needle into, I'm sorry if you're a bit squeamy, put this big long needle into your hip, and it has to go right into the hip joint. But because my hip's so swollen, he had to go through a lot of whatever to get to my actual hip joint. So I felt the initial, you know, the anaesthetic sting, you know, they put the needle in. And he's saying to me, "Can you feel this? Can you feel that? Is it sharp? Is it sharp? Can you feel?" Couldn't feel anything. So I felt on my first one. So he gets this x-ray, because they have to do from the x-ray to see where they've got to put this needle. And he's still poking away, and he says, "Can you feel it?" I said, "I can feel pressure." That's about it. So he goes, oh dear, oh." I said, "What are you oh dearing for?" He says, "I'm looking at your hip." He said, "I had you x-rayed and scanned," he said, "in August." He said, "It has deteriorated rapidly," he said, "since I saw you in August." He said, "We're talking a new hip, dear." And it was like that on my leg. "We're talking a new hip here. No ifs, buts, maybes, we're talking a new hip." I said, "Right, okay then. But I'll put the injection in," he said, "just see if it gives you some relief until then." So then next thing he says was, "It's over and done with now. Just put, you know, band-aid thing on it." Like. And he says, "You know," he said, "you're one of the first patient I've had that's not been oohing and ahhing." I said, "Well," I said, "I've been in pain that long in my life." I said, "I've got a very high threshold for pain. Don't feel it anymore, you know. My endorphins or whatever it is must kick in, you know." And he said, "You were really textbook." He said, "Most people are like, get off me, you know." He said, "You never even flinch when I put the needle in." Nope. When the porter was wheeling me back, you know, to the ward thing, he said, "I can't believe," he said, "you just lay there and you never even batted an eye." He said, "I was watching your face." He said, "You never even went," he said, "You just lay there and I was watching for a reaction on your face and we didn't get one." I said, no. When I've got neuropathy, if you've ever know what neuropathy is, it means you don't feel things the same in your legs. So obviously my not feeling things is probably spread up. Well, I think it's spread to my brain as well. We won't talk about that. It's obviously spread up as far as my hips, I think, because I wasn't feeling the thing. So then we came back and she said, "Would you like something to eat?" I thought, "Oh, great, something to eat." 2 little pieces of toast. There was a little scraping of jam on them. A scraping, talking. "Would you like a coffee?" I said, "I'd love a coffee." So she brings me a tea. I do not like tea. I can't stand the taste of tea, but I was just so desperate for a drink. I had to drink something, so I was like, sticking this tea down me. Anyway, we kept sitting there, so I thought, right, I'll get dressed. Show them I want to go home and get dressed. So I'm sat there swinging my legs on the end of the bed. "Can you tell me when I can go home, please?" She said, "We need your letter of discharge. And it's not come up from the theatre, the doctor's got to sign it." Right, okay. How long will it be? About an hour. Bear in mind, this is like about 3:25. So we waits, and the girl next to me went down for her procedure and came back. She sat next to me in the bed, and she's saying, I need to go home, I need to take tablets, you know, I want to go home too. Sit. Her husband arrives to take her home, and we still sit and sit and sit. And eventually, about 5:45, she comes up and she said, well, I've got yours. That was me. What yours? So I haven't got yours, the lady next. So like, she's like, I can see she's going to kick up a fuss, you know, so I thought, just let me out of here quick. So I said, could I possibly have a porter? I said, because I can't walk all the way down to the taxi, you know, phone. So she said, oh yeah, no problem. So luckily the porter turned up quite quickly. So I finished up home by about 6:10. Unfortunately, my son and daughter-in-law had made some dinner for me, because I'd eaten nothing really apart from one piece of toast and my breakfast early in the morning before I left. So that is the saga of me today. Anyway, good news. I'd left a message for Sue telling her what had happened, so she phoned me back. And she's had a wonderful holiday in Scotland, so she'll be waiting like to tell you all about it. She's done, I don't know how many thousand miles she's driven, so she went all over the place in Scotland, every place she's been. The trouble with Sue is, you see, she can't do videos and put them on YouTube, and she hasn't got the hang of sending me photographs by email, so that I can put them on, you know, my Facebook page or something. So, you know, she'll have to describe them and you'll have to guess. Anyway, she's had a brilliant time and she's hoping to come on Friday. So I'm hoping to get my son to fiddle back with his camera again. I sort of mentioned that when he changed the settings on my camera, everything had gone a bit fuzzier. So he said, well, I'll put it back to high definition and we'll see how long it takes before the video cuts out. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't really want it to be high resolution, which is better for the videos, but short videos, because when Sue comes, you don't want 15 minutes of her, do you? You want longer. So I don't know how to change it. So I think I'm going to have to bite the bullet and say to him, look, can you put it back on medium resolution so we can have like the 45 minutes before it cuts off? Because if you remember, if you've been with me long enough, when I first started making these videos, they were about 15-20 minutes and then they used to just cut off. So I mentioned it to him and he changed it and put it, but they've got a little bit fuzzier there. But apparently I've got to choose fuzzier videos and long time, sharper videos, short time, or get a new camera, which I'm not in the market for at this minute in time. My sort of money is dwindling very, very fast and I've still got bits and pieces to buy, you know, to finish off the jobs that are being done in the house. And I also desperately need either a new PC or a new laptop, because since the advent of this Windows 10, you know, everything seems to be obsolete on mine. This is one way of my, you know, she's had this like 4 or 5 years, it's antique now, you know, we'll whip the rug out from under her and we won't give her all the programs anymore. Well, she's a bit, you know, built-in obsolescence they call it, don't they? I do think these days everybody's all about money. It's all about the latest gadgets, isn't it? The latest things. I don't care if it takes a little bit longer for my things to upload. I don't care if it takes a little bit longer for my web pages to unload, you know, to open up and let me see what's going on. But I do object to them saying, we do not support your Windows anymore, because I've got this Vista, which was a flash in the pan and never was any good. But it's just like, I don't know. To me it's like peevishness, isn't it? It's like, oh, so you haven't bought a new PC? Well, we'll make you, because we'll wipe away all the bits that are relevant, yeah, that you want to use. We'll take them away from you, so you can't do this and you can't go into this. I mean, half of the things I can't get into are things I didn't want to get into in the first place, but there's just an odd one or two things that I would like to get into on my main PC. And my little tablet is wonderful, you know, it really is wonderful, but Every time I go into Google Plus or Hangouts or I go on to watching videos, it runs out of battery in 2 minutes flat. I have to be permanently attached to something, you know. And all of my plugs are in not convenient places to where I want to look, you know. I'd have to be sort of standing over by the plug or leaning over by the plug. When this house was built, they put the plugs in the weirdest places. They didn't put them halfway up a wall like they do nowadays. My plugs are all on the skirting board, you know, the bottom board. They're all down there. So by the time you've plugged them in and the wire is like that long, I need to buy some extension leads or something that I can actually use my tablet. I could actually take it upstairs. Is it a tablet? What is it? I don't know whether it's a tablet or what the heck it is. It's not an iPad, it's just a tablet. Then if I got an extension lead, I could perhaps look at it while I was in bed. Because at the moment I can't, because my plug's like bottom of the floor. And the lead only goes like that, so I'd be hanging out of bed like that, trying to read it. Which is not exactly conducive, is it, to a lovely restful evening. Anyway, that's about all I've got to say. It's 10:30, which is why you've got the crummy lighting. And I've probably got a big line down the middle of me. But at least you can probably hear me because I'm not speaking whispers out on the decking. I'm beginning to think it's not such a good idea to video on the decking because I'm terribly sort of self-conscious. I've got like Julie one side who's in the garden half the time. I've got the neighbours this way with 2 squawky kids and a pile of crap, excuse me French, excuse my French, a pile of rubbish that I now can't see. But they do spend a lot of time outdoors, as we can tell by the smell that comes over the wall, because he likes to, you know, bit of the wacky-backy, which we don't really appreciate coming wafting over the wall. If you smoke it, fine, that's your choices, but I don't know what he smokes, but it's evil. It smells vile. It's not like normal marijuana, it's just disgusting. It's probably, what do you call it? Skunk, something like that. I only know it because I used to have, well, I've still got them I suppose, but I just don't see them anymore, some West Indian friends. And some of their friends used to smoke skunk. And it has a very strong, distinctive smell to it. You can always smell it when people walk past you sometimes. You know, I'm like a bloodhound. I mean, people have said in the past I should try marijuana for all the pains and the aches I have, but I won't do anything that's not legal. If they legalised it and it was medicinal, then I might try it. But as I've never smoked a cigarette, well, I tell a lie when I say I've never smoked a cigarette. We all try when we're teenagers, don't we? But I've never wanted to smoke a cigarette since then. So I don't really think I'm going to start smoking wacky-backy anytime soon. So you don't have to report me to anybody, I won't be doing it. My drugs are all legalised and come with a prescription. But if ever they did legalise it or prescribe it for pain management, I think I'd give it a try. It's too soon to tell you whether the injection is working because I just feel a bit battered at the moment. The local anaesthetic's worn off now. I mean, I was as happy as Larry when I was down the hospital because I couldn't feel a thing. But it's wearing off now and I just feel like somebody's kicked me at the top of my leg. When I came back, my daughter-in-law, it turns out she's having a similar injection. And she said, oh, didn't they not explain you'd be there all day? And I went, no. When people say you're going for an injection, you think, and out again, don't you? You don't think, they don't explain you're going to be there all day while they faff about with a blooming x-ray machine and try to get the needle in the right place. Don't tell you that bit. Just watch, I bet she goes and she's in and out in 5 minutes flat. Could only happen to me. In fact, when they rang me on Monday to ask me these questions before I went, I fully expected them to have cancelled me. Because when they give me hospital appointments, they'll say, is that convenient for you? I said, well, it doesn't matter. And what do they say? It doesn't matter. I said, it doesn't matter because you change it. I said, I don't think I've ever been to an appointment at the hospital where I've gone on the right day for the first day they've ever given me. Yeah? There's always Another letter comes in the post, we're sorry, we've had to cancel that appointment. We'll make you another one like 2 months further down the line, you know. Anyway, I was going to start doing my crochet and finish off this blanket for Gigi because I'm way behind with catching up on my YouTube videos. Well, not my YouTube videos, obviously, done my YouTube videos, but watching other people's. I'm way behind, way behind. I can't seem to catch up. It's like a snowball going downhill. The quicker I'm trying to catch up, the more are coming in at the beginning of my emails. You know, it's like, I love watching all of your emails, love watching all of your YouTubes. Can you just all pause for a minute while I catch up? Anyway, to those lucky people who are going to Rhinebeck, I expect to see lots of videos, lots of photographs, and all your purchases when you come back. Because I can't go. Well, obviously I can't go. If I had the money and I could go, I wouldn't be able to walk around there. I'd have to hire a scooter or something. And I've just spent all my money on the house, so I'd have to save up. One day. It's like that, one day my prince will come, won't it? You know, we always have this thing, don't we, when we were kids growing up, we're going to have a fairy tale wedding. Prince Charming's going to come. He's going to be rich and wealthy and sweep us off our feet. I think I read far too many Mills and Boon's romance books when I was young. I had this giddy impression of who I was going to marry. And then reality hits, don't they? You know, you think you found Prince Charming. Turns out that they're anything but they've got feet of clay. Oh dear, to all of you who are very happily married, I won't say I'm jealous. I am, in a way. I'm envious in a way. But I'm not getting married ever again. No way. I wouldn't mind a boyfriend or two who would sweep me off my feet and take me places and take me out for lovely meals and drives in the country. But marriage, no. Been there, worn the t-shirt. I'm not going to put it on again. Maybe I'll wait until I'm 90, if I last that long. If I'm 90 and I'm in the old folks' home, I'll meet some. Well, he's not going to be a millionaire, is he? He's living in an old folks' home, let's face it. But you never know. He could be a secret millionaire. And on that note, I'm going to get myself something to drink and go to bed. I think the crochet's had it for the evening. It's 22:11, as I just said, and I think it's time for an early night. So I hope you've all had a great day, and you've not had to walk miles up and down a hospital corridor. Well, it was yard, whatever. I won't say it wasn't miles, was it? I'm just exaggerating here, but it feels like miles when you can't walk very well. So I hope you had a good day. You didn't have any walking to do like I had to do. Nothing's gone wrong in your life. Nothing's broken down. Nothing's blown up. Nothing's kaputted. You know, iron's blowing up when you're doing something. Or dropping all the stitches off your needle when you're knitting. No, I hope that's not happened to you. So bye now. I really am going this time. Bye y'all. I see I'm borrowing a southern accent there. Bye y'all.